Ciao and welcome to What's Cooking Ari in week 7 of The Sweetest Kind of Death. This week, the illusion of capitalism without conscience is the subject. So my uncle was a man of equations and ethics, petroleum and poetry. He came to America as an engineer, armed with intellect, with ambition, and a deep sense that he owed a debt to his nation, which he had left behind in turmoil, a debt to his brother, my father, whose exile was both a wound and a mission, and a debt to his faith of Islam, which pulled him towards duty, discipline, and sometimes restraint. Debt became the air that he breathed. But life in exile doesn't let debts get neatly repaid. They pile up, they shift, they demand new payments. He worked as a consultant, tethered still to the Middle East, navigating two worlds at once, the opportunities of America and the obligations of his homeland. And at night, he became something else, the editor of my father's fire. In France and later in America, my father wrote like a lion. Exile didn't cage him, it sharpened him. His pen was a weapon against tyranny, hypocrisy, and betrayal. My uncle, ever the dutiful editor, tried to soften the blows, to filter the poison, to make the words sharp but not fatal, to ensure that the books could be published without crossing invisible red lines. But here's the truth. You cannot tame a lion. You can try to edit, to soften, to cut, but the roar always breaks through. Their partnership was not just about words on paper, it was about survival, about carrying identity across borders, about negotiating between truth and consequence. My uncle believed in conscience, in protecting his brother's words while keeping him alive to write more of them. And yet, even as he worked in the world of capital and contracts, he never forgot the human ledger. He measured worth not just in dollars, but in duty, not just in profits, but in principle. So here's the reflection or the mirror. This is where we will turn the lens towards you. There's a seductive illusion in modern life that the idea is that money and morality can be separated, that capitalism is neutral, that conscience is optional. But capitalism without conscience is just extraction. It takes and it takes, leaving behind hollow wealth. Look around. Immigrants are building lives with mixed values, families weaving together languages, religions, and cultures. America itself is no longer an isolated fortress. It is a melting pot, a constantly transforming mosaic. The question is not whether wealth can be made here. It always can. The question is whether wealth can be made with humanity. My uncle lived in that tension. He knew contracts and oil fields, but he also knew books, conscience, and the unedited roar of a lion. He embodied the truth that wealth without values is not wealth at all. It's debt to the soul. Now, how does love reframe capitalism in this way? You know, when we look at love, we talked about leadership through stewardship, which is wealth must serve the people, not the other way around. When you look at opportunity through creativity, real opportunity isn't just profit, It's the chance to create systems that uplift and not exploit. A vision that unites. Vision that divides is considered tyranny. Vision that unites becomes culture. Empowerment, which leads to enrichment. Empowerment is giving people those tools, and enrichment is ensuring that those tools create life and not chains. And in the bank of time and trust, profit without principle is counterfeit. The only deposits that matter are those that are made with conscience. My uncle knew this. He earned money, yes, but he also preserved my father's words, carried our family forward in an unknown land, and lived in service to something greater than himself. So here's your mirror. Where are you separating money from meaning? Where are you pursuing success while ignoring its human cost? Where are you building profit at the expense of principle? Your wealth is not just numbers. It is the memory others carry of how you earn them. So here's your kill move. This week's exercise is simple, but it's not easy. Step 1, identify one financial decision that you've made, past or present, that felt morally uneasy. I know, I've done it, and I'm sure you have as well. Write down how you might realign it with conscience. Step 3, take one small action towards that alignment within the next 48 hours. Correct that debt. Acknowledge a wrong. Redirect a resource. You might not be able to ever repay that previous debt, but pay it forward. And step 4, mark this as a deposit in your bank of time and trust. Because wealth with conscience compounds into legacy. So the candle that we close with for this week, wealth gained without truth is debt that never ends. Ciao. Till next week.